What's up, guys? It's Emerald Green Eye here, coming with another election video. This is another alternate history video, and oh boy, this one's going to be really interesting. So, Ron Paul versus Barack Obama in 2008. Ron Paul was extremely popular in that time, and a lot of Republicans and Libertarians, independents were for Ron Paul, but in the end, McCain got the nomination because McCain was the favorite of the party at the time, and oh boy, was that a mistake for the Republicans. And Obama, he was this charismatic, African American male who just had this kind of air about him that really attracted the young voters and really brought out high turnout in minorities, especially. So this is going to be really interesting to see. I'm going to go West Coast to East Coast. I don't think Ron Paul would win any of the West Coast states simply because this was still 2008, the recession and everything. And Oregon and Washington were kind of up for contention in '04, but I don't think they would be with the recession going on at all, even with Ron Paul. Ron Paul would do very well in Alaska, so he'd pick up Alaska. Hawaii, which is Obama's home state, he'd win comfortably like he did in our timeline. Now I'm going to fill in all the safe Ron Paul states for this election. So, or just safe Republican states. Texas was safe at this time. And that obviously, actually, Obama put Missouri up for contention. I think it was the closest state in '08. So let's see, safe Republican states. I'm going to come back to Indiana. But Ron Paul would still do very well in the deeper South because he is from the South. He's from Texas. So that's why I'm going to give him the deeper South here. All right. And just 1 second. Bam. So this is our map so far of the safe states. Obama would not win a district a congressional district in Nebraska like he did in our timeline because Ron Paul was a stronger candidate to put out, especially in the Midwest. So let's get down to business. I think that Barack Obama would still win New Mexico due to the high Hispanic population. However, unlike our timeline, I'm giving Ron Paul Colorado because I think that he could inspire the independents, and I think he could persuade more people to vote for the Republican Party than McCain did, because not a very high turnout in many states came for McCain. And so for that same reason, I'm also giving him Arizona because McCain also won Arizona, and if McCain can carry it in a recession year with the what's the word reputation he had, then I think any Republican could have carried it. Plus, Arizona was far more GOP at this time. And I'm also going to give Ron Paul Missouri since McCain picked up Missouri. So I think, yeah, that Ron Paul would perform better than McCain did here. However, I will give Barack Obama Michigan because I feel like Obama did have the appeal to the younger voters, and all these Rust Belt states were far more Democratic at this time than they were now, versus the Sun Belt states were more Republican. It's funny because they're kind of switching now. But anyway, I think that Ron Paul would win North Carolina due to him being from the South and due to him having that appeal with independents and especially the rural whites. So I'll also give him Indiana. Because Ron Paul did have the blue collar appeal as well, but not enough, I think, to carry Michigan. And I think I'm also going to give Wisconsin to Obama because, again, recession year, industrial workers desperate to find change, and Obama preached change. That was a large portion of his campaign. So I'm giving him Wisconsin. And I think I'll also give him, let's see, I think I'll also give him Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania was more Democratic leaning at this time. So right now it's Obama 249, Ron Paul 209. And I feel like that like Ron Paul would have carried New Hampshire because New Hampshire again, high amount of independence, large libertarian population, the live free or die state. I think it would have gone for Ron Paul. And plus, New Hampshire was a pretty safe GOP state at one time. It went for Bush twice. And as for Maine, I think I'm going to give. I think Obama would win the state at large, but I'm going to give a congressional district to Ron Paul simply due to his appeal to the sorry, I forgot. I got off track. Simply due to his appeal to the millennial, I think not all millennial voters, but at least the undecided millennial voters. So I'm going to give him a congressional district there. Yeah, there we go. So now it's Obama 252, Ron Paul 214. There's only 4 states left to call, and I'm going to make a bold projection and say that Ron Paul would carry Virginia because I think he'd do very well in Northern Virginia and in Richmond. And I think that he would inspire the rural white turnout and really get a leg up on Obama with the independent voters and the white working class voters here in Virginia, because Virginia at this time was still pretty conservative. It's trending more liberal now, though. And I think that Ron Paul could also appeal well to the farmers in Iowa and especially that rural population, again, with the libertarians and the independents. And I think Obama would win Des Moines, but I think that Ron Paul could just barely carry the state at large. I'm also saying that Ron Paul could carry. Actually, I'm gonna go back to that. So I'm I'm gonna make a pretty bold projection, and I think that Barack Obama. I'm not sure, honestly, at this point, because for Nevada, I feel like the state was still pretty GOP. I feel like Obama would turn out high Hispanic numbers, but at the same time, I feel like Ron Paul would also do very well in Reno, Las Vegas. So I'm going to give Nevada to Paul just to be safe. But I will give Obama the state of Florida, meaning he has won the election. Now I gave Obama Florida because A, there's party fatigue, two terms of Bush, and B, there is another high Hispanic and minority population in Florida. Obama would inspire heavy voter turnouts. That means Obama has won the election. And I think that Ron Paul would narrowly carry Ohio because of his blue collar appeal and appeal to independence. And so this would be a very interesting election because it would be the very first time since Dewey that a Republican lost while carrying Ohio. So so yeah, that would be really interesting. And then obviously Obama is elected first black president. And yeah, this is my final prediction. It would be very, very close, probably like 2000 all over again. So I'm Emerald Green Eye. See you guys next time. See ya.